Hey y'all. Today we are talking about the manipulation I didn't know I was doing. Okay? This episode hits on a hard truth. You can love someone and still manipulate them without realizing. Okay? I know. You knew what you were doing. Actually, no. Because you know why? It's not from evil, it's from fear, from abandonment wounds, from needing control when you feel like you're losing something. Come on now, we've all been there. You didn't even know you were reaching deep down in terms of manipulating because you're just like, wait, but no. It's like, no. Have you ever pushed someone away just to see if they will come back? Think about that real quick. You told them to leave, but didn't actually want them to go. Hmm. Don't think you alone. I did that too. Yeah, me too. Okay. So, for the time being, let that sit. Let that sting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because when you let that sting come across, it's just going to be like, yo, what was I doing? Why would I even do something like that? But sometimes, mind you, read your Bible. The heart can be very deceitful. You're probably sitting here thinking, like, you know what? If I do this, if I do more, or you know what I'm saying? If you love me the way you do, if I say something, if you react like this, then I know it's love. That is not okay. Okay. I had to figure that out for years. I didn't even know it was manipulation. It's not always calculated. Okay. Sometimes it could be calculated when you feel it all slipping away. Exactly what I just said. Stop. That is not okay. It is not love. You are going within yourself and you just like, you know what? I'm not going for this. I'm not about to lose this. This ain't for me. Nope. I got to do what I got to do to keep it. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not always toxic on purpose, okay? It can turn toxic when you feel alone. Exactly what I just said. When you feel like, you know what, this ain't about to be my life. Let me do this. I know this always worked. This always worked is a form of manipulation. That is not okay. I don't care how low you are. Don't sit here and make someone and bring them down so they could be on the same level as you. Absolutely not, because in that moment, that is no longer alone. That is no longer love, okay? And you will be alone. You keep acting like that. You are going to be by yourself. And it's not this group of people, it's not your person. That goes for anybody out there, okay? Sometimes it's survival behavior dressed up as love. You know, like you made me feel like I can't give all into you. So I still want this though. Don't go nowhere. This is still mine, but I just got to protect myself a little more. That, saying it out loud, that sounds crazy. Okay. Because if you're trying to give your time and your energy and your love into this group of people or to this person, you have to understand all this vulnerability that you're asking for. You better make sure you putting out that, okay? You can't request something that you're not giving. You sound crazy, okay? You're sitting here saying leave, but you're expecting them to stay. Given the silent treatment to get a reaction, manipulation, testing someone's love instead of trusting it. Manipulation, mind you. I can sit here and probably keep y'all on here for hours. That whole testing thing. I don't know why that was in my mind, but I'm just like, you know what? I don't believe you, so I'm gonna put you to a test right now. That's crazy. Stop doing that, okay? What if that same person, that group of people sat here and test you every single day, every single second? You're gonna get tired and be like, you know what? I'm good off this. I don't want no parts of it. So you really need to sit here and pay attention to the things that you be doing, the things that you be saying. Because think about it. How would you feel if all that was being done to you? You wouldn't want that. So don't think, oh, because I'm me, I don't deserve this. No, what you need to understand is you need to stop doing what you wouldn't want done to you to other people. Okay? Playing strong instead of being honest. That's another one because we just do not want to look quotations weak. Being vulnerable is not weak. That's letting the other person know, the group of people, or whoever know, you know what? I am really going to sit here and put my all into it. You can get every ounce of what I got going on. I am trusting you with me, and if they make you feel like, I should have never did that, then you can be like, oh, okay, I tried and you showed me this is you. So I'm good off it. And at least you were not manipulative at any point. I had to sit with the fact, and this is honest, okay? This is true. I had to sit with the fact that I told someone I loved to leave over and over and over again. And when they finally did, I was the one breaking down, okay? You sitting here and you trying to be so hard, you so guarded and doing this and that. You know what? You keep saying this, you keep saying that. Go ahead, do it. And then when they actually do it, it's just like, but wait, I didn't know you were going to. See, stop playing them games, okay? Like I said, there is not going to be one single person that want to be bothered, because not only are you messing with your life, you out here messing with other people's lives, okay? And y'all need to watch Lifetime because that's serious, okay? Now, let that settle in. I'm going to say it again. I had to sit with the fact that I told someone I love to leave over and over again. And when they finally did, I was the one breaking down. I thought I was setting boundaries. I thought I was protecting myself, but really, I was trying to control the outcome because I was scared. Just because you didn't mean to manipulate, it doesn't mean it didn't happen, okay? You can play yourself in your mind and be like, you know what? Nah, that was light. Or, come on now, they know I ain't mean it like that. No. When you sit here and you stoop so low, you can say, I'm sorry forever, but the things that come out of your mouth, it stays with people forever. It's nice y'all having a good time. It's cool y'all on good terms, but that person didn't forget, like, yeah, we good now. But in one of the lowest moments, I heard and saw the things that you did. And, the love might be enough, and they sitting here like, you know what, I love you and I forgive you, because I know that's truly not you. But what happens when every single time it's like the same scenario going on forever? At that point, it's kind of like, yo, were you really you in the beginning, or is this the real you now? And you never want someone to look at you and question your character, like, yo, you could have been lying that whole time, acting like you somebody you're not. That's what I'm saying. You got to let that fear go. You have to let those abandonment issues go. Because if you do not let them go, every person you meet, you are going to keep bringing that baggage along with you. And it's one thing to have baggage. We all have baggage. But you have to sit here and say, you know what? I've been through that. I went through that. But you cannot come along because every time I bring you with me, I feel like everything's a setup. And that's just the honest truth. I've been speaking about setups since I started this podcast, okay? When you grow and you sit here and you just like, you know what? It's not a setup. What you need to do is relax. Just relax, take a moment out, and begin to trust. And if someone breaks that trust, then you can move differently. Don't sit here and say it was a setup. But just understand, like, yo, I put my all into this and you did that, I'm okay. At least I did what needed to be done. Okay? Accountability feels heavy, like extremely heavy. Why? Because it is heavy. You really have to sit here and look back at every single thing that was said, that was done, that you did. No one's like to sit here and say, okay, I was the problem. I did that. Blame me. Who wants to be blamed for anything? For some apparent reason, we think that we do no wrong. And that's why things don't move forward. That's why things do not work out because you have to sit here and really take the time out and be accountable. Not accountable for just for the moment. Be accountable for that situation. Be accountable like, yo, you moving in the same steps that you did last time. Let's take a breather, stop real quick, think about it before we say anything. Most importantly, think about it before you do anything. Well, no, I'm not even going to separate the two because say and do are two in one. You can say something like I just said and say I'm sorry, but whatever comes out the mouth, it is what it is. Be careful because the power of the tongue, y'all know where I'm going with life and death. Be careful, okay? But don't shame, don't sit here and be extremely hard on you where every day you wake up you think about yesterday. You can't think about yesterday forever because you can never get yesterday back. You have to sit here and be able to move forward and be like, you know what? I was horrible yesterday. I saw all that I did yesterday. But today is a new day. God gave me this day, and I'm going to be better than I was before. But don't just be better than the way you were before just for a day. Try your hardest to make it an everyday. Mind you, is nobody here perfect? The only one perfect died. And after him, no one else here is perfect. But I would just say, you just have to pay more attention because it's life. It's not like it's just gonna come to you like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do. If somebody tell you that, they a liar. They are a liar. Because that's not factual. It's just not. And everything takes time. It's just more so in terms of growing. When you are really straight in on growing, you're going to remember the things that made you look like, why would I ever? If you growing, stay stuck to that. Do not be around anything or anyone that turns you away from what you got going on, okay? When I say keep it reflective, I'm speaking in terms of, like I just said, you're not a bad person, but it might be bad patterns. And those bad patterns could be boiling down to your fear of abandonment. So you trying to sit here and protect yourself 24/7. If you're going to sit here and protect yourself 24/7, you don't need nobody. Keep doing it. Leave the fear of abandonment alone, okay? You're not secure within yourself. And because you're not secure with you, you like to blame somebody else. No. Be accountable and take ownership of your insecurity. No one wants to hear that. You keep wanting reassurance without asking for it. How is anybody gonna know? Okay, now you just starting problems for no reason, Gina. Okay, I used to do this. That's why this episode really means a lot to me, because when you sit here and you take a look at everything, it's like everything starts to make sense. Your past hurt bleeding into your present relationships, okay? Bleeding into it. It's not getting better. You're just bringing along the blood trail. No, stop doing that. Sit here, look at it, be able to move past it and move on, okay? When you don't feel safe asking for love directly, you start creating situations to prove it. Manipulation, okay? Why? Because it pushes people away. It confuses the relationship. It creates emotional exhaustion, okay? That line right there, you can tell by the look of a person, the way they talk to you. You can feel the energy surrounding you. Be careful with that one. And eventually, people will stop playing this game with you, okay? Because life is not a game. Just like I said earlier, you're not messing with you, you messing with other people. That is bad. That is manipulation, because what felt like love to you started to feel like pressure to them, okay? The world is enough in itself. No one does not need additional pressure from someone that they want to be around, from someone that they want to be with. If you're turning into pressure, they might as well call it what it is and be like, you know what? It just feels like my day to day anyway. I don't need another bag to bring with me. Now, in terms of getting better, you need to take the time out and be able to acknowledge it. Don't rewrite the story to feel better, okay? Sit here and look at the story for what it is and break it down and be like, you know what, this was my part. I should have said this. I should have said that. You know what, I shouldn't have said this. And be able to be accountable with that. And the most important part is it was you, it wasn't nobody else. It was you. Sit here and say, I did this, but don't live in that. Be able to look at it and be like, you know what, I'll never go back, and work every day not to go back. Learn how to communicate directly instead of testing, okay? This was literally the biggest one for me. That testing, for the most part, in the beginning, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool, cool, you pass. Who are you to sit here and tell somebody they pass? You know what I'm saying? What if they gave you a test and failed, but they stayed because they loved you, okay? Treat others the way you want to be treated. Some of us didn't lose people because we didn't love them. We lost them because we didn't know how to love without control. And that's the hard truth, but it's also where growing begins, okay? If this hits you, you might be ready to do the real work. Visit www.theomgina.com. Book for the next episode. See you next time.